Hello Chocks and Chockets, I'm in between Chocolo Roberto here for another video review, this time of the Fox's Rocky Biscuit Caramel. A Rocky Caramel Biscuit. Everyone says, I don't know, it doesn't really say biscuit on it, but it does, yeah, it does basically at some point somewhere say it is a biscuit. There we go. It's a bit yellow, so the camera's going to struggle with this one, but chunky biscuit bars loaded with caramel and milk chocolate. Yeah, you can see what they look like on the front there. Back in the advertisement campaign when I was young, I think it was a Rocky Robin, well, it was basically a Rocky Robin theme tune, I think, with a Robin with a Geordie accent saying they're Choco-Block Man, I think he said. Interesting one. Yeah, not very nice, pretty much. I mean, you know what you're getting from that pretty much. We just reviewed the regular ones, which are very tasty. So these ones are pretty much the same, but with caramel. So yeah, they're made by Fox's as well, which are well known for nice biscuits, especially Fox's Selection biscuits, or Fox's Biscuit Selection, very nice. So suitable for vegetarians there, but I think I might have missed that. Yeah, on the other one. Yeah, suitable for vegetarians as well. So yes. Biscuits shown are not actual size, it says as well. They are very small, that was the thing, while I assume they're the same size as the other one, as the regular ones. It says Fox's have been baking delicious biscuits for over 160 years, almost 170. If you have any feedback, get in touch, basically, love to hear from you. Yeah, lovely baked since 1853. There's a description there. Shortcake biscuits, bar topped with caramel and fully coated in milk chocolate. So it's shortcake. I said it was a bit short on the last review as well, and yeah, well, there you go, it's shortcake. Yeah, milk chocolate 37%. What's well? It's got palm fat in it as well. Palm. Yeah. There you go. Caramel 22%. It says as well. And palm oil underneath. I think palm oil and palm fat are pretty much the same thing. Basically, I think it's just different parts of the plant or whatever, essentially. But I think for all intents and purposes, as far as the environment's concerned, it's the same thing. Milk chocolate contains cocoa size 25% minimum, milk size 14% minimum. Made in the UK, using milk chocolate and caramel from more than one country. So the previous one said using milk chocolate from more than one country. So very unusual that, but there we go. I guess it basically means we just source it from different places. There's no like fair trade or whatever on this, so there we go. Yeah, some kind of weird symbol there. I don't know what that's about. Oh, it's just, I think it's just meant to be where that's crunched off, basically broken off. we've got calorie information here. The colour's just gone a bit there slightly. Added a bit more blue to it just because I don't know why, but there we go. So it's going to be not quite as yellow as it is in real life. But anyway, 400 grams. 466 calories, 22 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates. Per 21 gram bar, and there's 8 of them in the pack. 98 calories, 4.6 grams of fat, 2.7 of which are saturates. So compare that with the regular ones. Can we do that? A bit hard actually, yeah. Can't quite. Can I see them? Yes, it's 491 calories per 100 grams of the chocolates, but the caramels are less, 466. Then per bar, it's 103 calories, whereas it's only 98 in the caramel ones, so 5 calories less, yeah. But there's more fat, 0.2 grams of fat more in the caramel ones, yeah, but the same level of saturates. There we go, yeah. Interesting, okay. Well, quite nice, allergy advice, yes, yes, the ingredients in bowl basically, milk, wheat, soya, yeah, very interesting. But I think we should give them an open. Let's do it. Let's give them an open. Right, okay, let's get these, yes, Rocky caramel biscuit bars an open. Yeah, so very nice, very nice. Yeah, you might see it struggles with the colour a bit in this one. Basically, the more of the pack that fills the screen, the proper the colour is, otherwise it saturates it a bit with blue. See, it's quite blue there. So we'll try and sort it out. But I guess when you see it go a bit more yellow, like now, that's the actual colour basically. So it's just the camera, unfortunately, trying to do it the best it can. I don't know. Yeah, but there we go. So we'll have to bear that in mind. Yeah, as you can see here clearly, there's going to be bits of there's some flourishes involved here. Essentially, I think we'll fit at least one extra bar in here. So there we go. Yeah, so we'll just have a look at those. I'm expecting these to be slightly better than the regular ones, just because they've got caramel in, but we'll see. Open them a bit more. Ice cream man just went past them. Yeah. just right outside the house. It's quite a warm day out, but not too bad. I think it's gone a bit cooler as the day's gone on. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so I've made a bit of a mess of it, but you can clearly see here with this extra wrapping that we could easily fit at least one more bar in there, maybe 1.5 almost. There we go. Yeah. So there we are. So they're all small outside of the packaging basically, which is a bit criminal, but there we go. Alright, yeah, there we are. So that's what they look like, generally. Yes, let's give it an open. Well, in fact, before I do, just mention a bit more. It says Fuel for Big Adventures on the side. Chunky biscuit bar loaded with caramel and milk chocolate with, I think, some kind of code or a sell-by date on it. Not sure. Right, let's give it an open. Yes, I've done about 800 actually, 810 reviews this time recording. So if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll put a link to a place to all my other reviews in the top right hand corner as you look, so after you've watched this one and hopefully enjoyed it, click on that and check out the others as well. Hopefully enjoy those too. Right, yes, let's give this a bit of a measure. It's going to be very similar to the non-caramel one, of course, but there we go. So it's not a bit lippy on the side. Okay, so I'll try and do it there. It's about 7.9 centimetres in length. It's in width, about 2.8. And in height, yeah, about 1.1 to 1.2, I think. It can depend where you get it, but there we go. That's quite nice, isn't it? A bit flat on the bottom, of course. No tyre tracks to speak of, but clearly been on the conveyor belt there. That's interesting. Yeah, let's give it a bit of a choppage then, so it looks like on the inside. Yeah, there we go. Quite a nice chop there. Yes, we'll just move that out of the way because it's going to focus in on those letters, those numbers. Yeah, so there you go. See what it looks like. It doesn't seem to be too runny a caramel, but there we go. Bit of golden biscuit there. The rest of it's quite light. Look at the actual wrapper. Yeah, not too dissimilar. Not bad. Caramel seems to be starting to bulge out a bit. You can see it's clearly not as dark. The biscuits. The biscuit's a bit lighter in reality, but there we go. Yeah, not bad. And the caramel, is it quite runny? Let's just jab it with the knife a bit to see. Quite a solid caramel, that. It's not very runny. I mean, it's runny if I peel it like that, but it took a bit of jabbage to do that. It's not very runny at all. It's not going to drip out for a long time if we held it upside down. Yeah. All right, well, I think we should give these a taste. So let's do it. Let's give them a taste. Hello everyone, yes, give these Rocky caramel biscuit bars a taste, yeah, by Foxes. Yes, not actually by the animal. Well, I assume it's not the animal Foxes. I assume it's not a load of foxes making these. It could be, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a brand name basically. But interestingly, they don't have a fox or anything like that as a sort of, logo or anything like that. It's just literally that writing. So yeah, interesting. So there we go. Yeah, so reviewed the regular ones before this. These are basically the same but with caramel. Interestingly, have a fewer calories but slightly more fat, just slightly. Yeah, here's one we opened earlier, so let's give it a try. Let's do it. Very typical Fox's biscuit. Nice, very short biscuit. It does say it's shortcake on the side, so missed that in the first one, but yeah, well, I think I didn't quite register it, but anyway, I did say it's short, but yeah, nice. I think not the. I was expecting it to basically be a lot better a biscuit than the regular one, and it isn't really. The caramel doesn't. It tastes a bit like a Twix almost, actually. Strangely, it's very much, it's quite similar to a Twix. This, I don't know. I feel like you don't get really the chocolate either than you do in the regular one. In the regular one, the chocolate's a bit thicker. So here's a regular one here. I'm opening. Let's give it a chop. Yeah, you know, you sort of like you kind of lose. That's probably why you've got less calories in the caramel one, because in the regular one, see that it's actually a massive. It's even bigger, isn't it? The regular one's just generally bigger. It's very strange, isn't it? So yeah, the regular one is just basically bigger. It's got thicker chocolate and more biscuit. Yeah, it's a really strange one actually. This one, you'd think this would just be literally the same, but with just a bit of caramel inside it, you know, to replace a bit of the biscuit. But it's not. It's a real substantially different biscuit, and the top's actually a lot different as well. You can see the top of it is very different as well. And this is the regular one. It's just a What's the weightage then? Yeah, so this one's so the caramel one's 159 grams. No, well, this one's the same, 159. So yeah, don't know. Both got 8 in them. You can see 8. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just they're just obviously the caramel weighs more, but the regular ones are just bigger. You know, they are just bigger. And I think the biscuit just seems to be less compact as well. I don't know. It's a very odd one. Yeah, it's not really just the same bar or the same biscuit at all. It's yeah, they are substantially different. I think the regular one. It's a lot more like a Fox's biscuit, and you can taste the chocolate. There's this one. Can't really taste the chocolate at all. You can taste it, but you know, it doesn't stick out. It's not like the sort of Fox's chocolate that you can, like you get in a sort of biscuit selection of Fox's that you can taste on the regular Rocky one. And the biscuit doesn't seem to be quite as, I don't know, it's not quite as aerated, I guess you'd say. It tastes a lot like you're having a Twix. It really does. It literally tastes like you're having a Twix, basically. Yeah, whereas the other one I wouldn't describe like you having a Twix, but with no caramel. Yeah, interesting. Let's just try it before I get too carried away with into the nitty-gritty of it. Let's just try it as a straw as well. You know, it's like so I've got a cup of coffee. Try this with the one. Basically, nibble off both ends. You can see it's definitely a thinner bar. It's just not as tall. Okay, I don't know if this will work as well as the straw either. Let's give it a go. It definitely doesn't work as well. You can get it is coming through, but it's not as, it doesn't work as well as one because it's not as porous, basically, which is what I guess from looking at it, or could tell from looking at it. Let's give it a nibble now. It's held its shape a lot better because of the caramel. The other one just sort of fell apart almost. You know, that one didn't quite. The caramel's still quite solid. Very different biscuits. Basically, they're very different biscuits. Yeah, which is surprising. You'd think they'd be exactly the same, but just one with caramel and one without. But it's not at all. I was expecting this one to just be basically half a mark better than the regular one, but I'm not too sure that it is really. As I say, it's very much just, it just tastes like a Twix. It really does just taste like a Twix, and I'm not sure. Twixes are okay. I don't mind them. I have a place for them. They're not really my favourite. They're quite a sort of standard mundane bar, really. You know, yeah, chocolate bar. And these ones, you lose out on the bit. You don't get the nice. Let's say this is the regular one without the caramel, and it's got a very nice crunchy biscuit. It's noticeably short, and you've got the chocolate, distinctly Fox's chocolate on the top. That's thick enough for you to be able to taste that distinct taste. But with the caramel one, you don't really get that at all. You don't get that sort of, as I say, very short biscuit. It doesn't taste as short. It's not as porous. As I say, it's not as much space between the biscuit pieces. I guess it's been condensed. You can see it's just a lot thinner. Let's say again. This is the regular one. You can just see it's just not as thick, is it? You know. And you've removed the chocolate to make room for the caramel. Well, there's some of it inside it. I don't know to quite tell from here, but they have done. Might not be able to tell from that, but they have done. Yeah, so it's just a bit. Yeah, I don't know. They've kind of took with one hand and given with the other, really. But I'm not sure they've improved it. As I say, it just tastes like a Twix. You don't get the benefits from the regular one as you do, well, in the regular one. Yeah, I think it's a step backwards, actually. I'm really surprised. I was expecting to give this a 4.5 out of 5, but it's a 3.5 out of 5. Basically a Twix, and Twix is it's an okay bar. It's not bad. It's slightly above average, but it's not that great. It's a 3.5 out of 5, and this is what this is, a 3.5 out of 5. Hi guys, yeah, just interrupt my own review, just to basically explain the term. Given this Rocky Caramel bar a sort of 3.5 out of 5, saying it's the same as a Twix. The Twix you could argue is an average chocolate bar, which would mean it's a 3 out of 5 rather than a 3.5. But basically, I think just because the Twix has so many different senses and textures and taste, chocolate, biscuit, caramel, I think it does make it slightly more than average. I think probably, I know it's hard to say, it's subjective again, but in my opinion, just about anyway. But on another day, it's true, it could be a 3 out of 5. But yeah, I don't know, I think for the moment, I don't mind a Twix. I think it just has a bit of a something just to push it to be a 3.5. But it is close to being an average bar, as I say, really, 3 out of 5. But I think just for myself, I quite like the features and the way to, as I say, complements each other. So for me, it's a 3.5 out of 5. But that could change. It's close, very close. But I just thought I'd interrupt just to explain that. Because yeah, Twix, it's not, it is a typical chocolate bar. But for me, it's just slightly over being average, but just about. Okay, well, back to the review where I left it. I'm just surprised at that. I was really surprised. I've not had these for a long time. Normally the caramel one would almost always be better, but it's a distinctly different biscuit. Really is distinctly different, and you're losing all the uniqueness and the novelty and the distinctly Fox's taste that you get from the original in this one. And as I say, it just tastes like a Twix, and you would never eat a Twix thinking, oh, that's a Fox's biscuit. Well, it generally isn't, because it's not made by the same company. But let's say this is what this tastes like. It tastes exactly the same, so you lost any Fox's distinctness to it, if that's a word. I think it is. Yeah, it's a real shame. That really disappointing. But I think the regular one, they're still nice, these ones, and you got the caramel in, as I say, but I just think these ones are just a nicer biscuit experience, basically. And I think you've kind of jumped into another category with the caramel one. It's gone more into a chocolate bar, directly comparable with a Twix because it's exactly the same. And this one's, I'll say, sort of a biscuit affair, and distinctly has all the benefits and distinctiveness. Again, if that's what I hope it is, I'm getting these words correct. That come with being a biscuit bar, and it's just interesting, very interesting, but yeah, as I say, very strange. Yeah, it's a difficult line, what's a biscuit bar and what's a chocolate bar and this, that, and the other. But I mean, clearly this one is definitely a biscuit, whereas this one, as I say, is more like a Twix, which I would say a Twix is a chocolate bar with a bit of biscuit in. But as I say, there are fine lines. It's not really objective, it's subjective. But there we go. But yeah, this one is a different kettle of fish, really, and it's just not as good. Yeah, as a result of it, I think it's just a bit more mundane. But nice to have the caramel, of course. But as I say, just loses out on any distinctive features that the Rocky bar has in this, and that's the Fox's taste and the biscuit. It just loses out on those, and I think that's what you're really getting these for. I don't think you're getting this for a Twix substitute. As I say, it is pretty much the same as a Twix, and there's not, even though it's a different shape and stuff, it doesn't really strike me as being any different. So yeah. I don't really, and it was okay. As I used it as a straw. It was a bit of a dippage test as well, I guess. I mean, it'd still be okay to dip, but only in the same way that a Twix would be as well. And I don't think really, I don't know. Again, not as suited as the regular one either. So yeah, so a shame, but there we go. Yeah, surprising one, that one, very surprising. Wasn't expecting that at all. So yeah, 3.5 out of 5. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow on Twitter and Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. Great to support the channel. As I always say, and I'm sure you've always heard. But I'll keep saying it, because I've got to keep my brand open. Yeah, so if you want to support the channel, it's a great way to do so. Link for that's in the description. Yeah, and also there's a link for the Discord server as well, so check that out. Great way to keep in touch with myself and the community. Leave a comment or free, as I say, always helps out the channel as well. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching guys, take care, bye for now. See ya. Bye.